Hey, how's it going? MC Seth here, coming at you from the spare room. This time we're going to be talking about where to start with print on demand. Which site do you choose first, and what do you upload first? So without further ado, let's get into the video. Right, so I just want to make a disclaimer. This is actually just a talking head video, so you can go ahead and minimize it if you like and just listen in the background while doing other things, because I'm not actually going to show you anything on the screen. Where do you start with print on demand? Now, I'm not an expert, but I would suggest just making designs and not choosing your platform just yet until you've got 10. Make 10 designs and maybe scale them into 20 or 30 and then choose your platform. And the reason I say that is because one design in a shop doesn't look great, and it might take you a couple of days to think of another one. So get a group of designs together and then put them into a shop to make the shop not look so empty. That's the reason I say that. Now, which do you choose? Now, there's over, I think there's over 100. There's got to be over 100 print-on-demand companies out there that you can use to upload your designs to. Now, where would you go? Now, usually at this point, I would say go to RedBubble because it's so simple. But RedBubble have had a few problems recently with suspending accounts, so I'm not sure about that one. I mean, you can try, but I'm just not sure if that's the place you want to start. And you'll find that each platform has its ups and its downs. So RedBubble, there's one of its downs, but one of its ups is it's very simple to use. You can just upload your design, and within 10 minutes, it's on 90 plus products. So that might be a good place for you to start. There's also Amazon merch, but Amazon merch is like an invite only sort of, not invite only, but you've got to apply for it. Now, I can give you a few tips on what I did to apply for Amazon merch, because I got accepted instantly, which is really cool. I haven't been major on there because they have their downsides too. Now, I'll mention those because I've uploaded, I think, 7 designs. I've only got 5 live because 2 were flagged as copyright, even though they were my own photographs. So there's a downside there, and now in order for me to get those back up, I'm going to have to send them a ton of information, which I can't actually be bothered to do because I've got like 700 on designs, and if that's going to come up, I'm just going to ignore it. So yeah, you've got to take things into consideration like that. There's the, you've got to apply for it, and then there's the fact that they might copyright strike one of your own photographs that you took of outside. So yeah, you've got to weigh that one up too. But it's a very good platform, and both RedBubble and Amazon merch, they will advertise your stuff for you. I found a bit of a problem with RedBubble at the moment regarding them pushing my designs. For some reason, it's not happening. So I don't know. Take the rough with the smooth. And if you're in the UK, there's a few UK-based print-on-demand companies. I use Contrado as my main UK company because they have like 450 products. All of their stuff is like handmade in-house in London, and nothing's mass-produced. So everything's slightly higher price, which is one of the downsides, but everything's handmade, which is one of the upsides. So you can see that a t-shirt on maybe RedBubble will cost 16 quid. Amazon by merch, probably 20 quid, but on Contrado it might be 25 quid. So you can play with your pricing. You can put it on all 3 if you like. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And that's basically what I did. As soon as I found RedBubble, I was like, what else is out there? And I found Contrado, and then learned about Amazon merch and the other platforms as well that I'm on. I'm also on Threadless. Now Threadless is like, I would call it a streetwear kind, even though it's kind of not, but they have skateboards. So if you're into extreme sports, then you might actually use that platform to upload your designs to. And it's relatively simple as well, like RedBubble. There's also Spreadshirt, which I used first back in the day because I come from a DJ background, and I was using Spreadshirt to make merchandise with my logo on t-shirts and stuff like that. So that was actually my first print-on-demand store years and years and years ago, even though I don't really use it that much. But I've just sort of got back into trying to get all my designs uploaded to each of those just to see which one's better, and there's no harm in that at all. There's also Amazon KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Now, it's slightly different from Amazon merch, whereas anybody familiar with Kindle knows it's books, and the way the KDP platform works is you can make the paperbacks or you can make the Kindle versions. Now, if you're into making designs, then you're not really going to make a Kindle version because the stuff that I make on KDP is low content, so it's like journals, and I plan to sort of make some coloring books and stuff like that, so it's going to be low content. It's not actually going to be books, even though Amazon do class me as an author, which I think is really funny, because there's no words in any of these books. I've got like 70 up there at the moment, and there's no words in the books, but they call me an author anyway, and it's just got my designs that I have on other platforms on those journals, so you can do that as well. What else is there? There's also Shopify and Etsy, which is slightly different. Now, the difference with Shopify and Etsy is you own those stores, so you are the merchant, whereas RedBubble and Contrado and Amazon Merch, they have a marketplace, whereas there's no marketplace on Etsy and Shopify. Everything's in your store. But what you get with paying those premiums with the, I think, what was it, 18 pence that you have to pay to upload each design to Etsy, which, you know, 780 times 18 pence is going to add up quite a bit, so there's a cost there, and Shopify is £29 a month, so you've got to weigh that up as well if that's what you want to do. But what that will give you, you'll be in total control of everything, because one very, very important thing that you need to know if you're going to go into print on demand is you don't own anything apart from your domain. So what I mean by that is your Instagram is borrowed, your Facebook is borrowed, your RedBubble marketplace is borrowed, your Amazon merch place is borrowed. All of those things are borrowed. And what I mean by that is if you do something that Facebook or Instagram or any of those companies decide that they don't like, they shut it down, and you've got no control over that. Whereas if you own your own website or have Shopify or Etsy, you know, you can, with Shopify or Etsy, go down that route of something you don't like, but you own the domain. You are the boss. You are in charge. You're not going to sack yourself for saying something stupid online or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I call those borrowed instead of owned, because you don't own those, you know. And Facebook and Instagram, they're the same platform. If you get shut down on one, you might just get shut down on the other. And it's happened before. It's happened before with the POD ninjas. They had a massive Instagram, and because they mentioned the word, I think it was the POD ninjas, please correct me if I got this wrong, and because we're in this, you know, this current situation, they mentioned the two keywords surrounding this situation too many times in their videos, and they actually got banned off Instagram for not really doing that much wrong, but it was out of their control, and all they have to do now is accept it, move on, start a new Instagram, and you don't want to have to do that. So you can play carefully, and there are people out there, including myself, that have these platforms, and we do okay. So just keep that in mind, that they are borrowed, they are not yours. So that's where really to start with print on demand. And another thing as well, if you struggle to sort of draw, if you're not a graphic designer, I'm not a graphic designer by trade, so I use Canva and Placeit quite a lot as well. And what they are two websites designed for people to upload their graphical artwork for other people to use commercially. So if you really fancy drawing a funny picture of like a cat with something said above it and below it, you only need to come up with the text above and below, because you can get a picture of a cat off of Canva or Placeit. And if you've got a premium account, you've got even more access to even more designs. Now, if you want to go on Canva or Placeit, I've got a link down in the description below, and you can just click on those. They are affiliate links, so I'll get a little kickback if you do decide to go premium with them, which I thank you for. But you don't have to. You can always stay free. I've got a free account on both of them actually, so you don't need to do that. To be honest, I don't use them a lot. A lot of my designs, as you've probably seen from previous videos, are patterns. They're not actually like slogans or logo designs, and they are the two, I would say, they're two different things. They're two different kettles of fish, where if you go onto RedBubble, you'll see a lot of words, some of them just words on t-shirts, whereas on Contrado you won't see that. You'll see a lot of different patterns and artworks and paintings and stuff. So if you're going to choose Contrado, then I would, well, there's nothing stopping you from uploading the slogans and designs. You'll probably stand out because no one else is doing it on there. But I'd say RedBubble is a platform more for that. And the difference between, you know, RedBubble and Contrado, I'd say, is I don't know, one's kind of like high street, the other's kind of boutique, if you know what I mean. So make sure you're going in the right direction there. It will help you a lot because the customers will already be on the site, won't they? So you know, if you're gonna make a snake t-shirt with saying fuck you or something on it, that's not really going to sell in a place where people are buying like lovely patterns and stuff like that, like medieval designs and, you know, ancient and classical and Renaissance stuff. So yeah, just think about that too. Anyways, I'm not going to keep you for much longer because the talking head video is not what I really do. I like to show you stuff on the screen. So I'm going to disappear now and I'm going to leave you with a good day. So have a good one, all right? And I'll see you soon.